What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Hello and welcome to episode number 36. This is 36, right?
Sounds right.
Everything's dying for me. Hold on. There we go. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Nerds and Words. I'll be your host today, Tim Allen 1337, and we have a very special guest for the very first time. Kugels, welcome to the Nerds and Words podcast. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing fine. My Discord is going very insane.
Mine's flickering a little bit
I'm
too.
I'm doing pretty fine. I've had a very, very rough couple past months, but otherwise I'm doing pretty fine.
Good to hear. Well, not okay. Glad to hear you're doing okay, at least. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining us. And joined, as always, with Moreland TV, the man who is being introduced.
Thank you for the introduction, Tim. That meant a lot to me.
And the man who needs no introduction, Potion Shop TV.
Hey, I don't know what's going on with my camera. We're just going to wing it, I guess. I'm going to give up trying to restart
cameras this
it.
week.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm here.
Like the whole Discord doesn't work.
We can try to move the servers.
Let's try to change servers.
I'll go to East.
I'm stretched out again.
Yeah, you've kind of been stretched out the whole time. I just didn't want to say anything.
Ah!
Wow. Discord, by the way.
Come on!
This is our best episode yet.
This might be a voice-only podcast.
Wait. We did it!
What?
It looks good on my side. Oh, I'm huge. I'm small again, and I'm stretched out. I don't know what Discord's doing. I give up.
It works for me at least.
I look stretched out on my side.
I kind of like the zoom in potion face.
Is it automatically zooming in or something?
I can see your pores, Potion.
I think we probably just have to ignore the cameras and just keep going.
Yeah, let's just do it, whatever.
Okay, do we restart or just keep going?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right, we have a ton of content together. So if you're watching on YouTube, it might be a little distracting. Check out the Spotify link, probably in the YouTube description below on Potion Shop's video. But Hodum servers came out. Probably some of the best content, in my opinion, that's been out for a while. We've got some great Global Labs patch notes that came out with the more awakening stuff. So a ton of BDO things to go over, and we'll always bicker about other video games at the end of it. So, but as we normally do, we'll start out talking about how everybody's week was or so. Kugels, if you want to tell us what's been up with you in game, what you've been working on, stuff like that.
I have actually been in really bad fever right now.
Oh no.
Even currently right now, yeah. These past, I don't know, over 1 week, I have been in insane fever. It's just, well, I've been still streaming, not good idea, I know, and most likely that has made me even more sick. But it's kind of no can do during these Twitch drop events.
I've been sick too for like 2 weeks. I feel that. I guess it's going around worldwide, huh?
Yeah.
I still have a little bit of it.
Literally just continuing my Elton hunt. I haven't really done anything else, except yesterday I was testing the new Hadoon servers. Everyone was really shocked to see me somewhere else.
That's right. That's like the only thing in this game you're not lucky at, right? Is getting your Elton piece.
Yep, that's completely true.
I feel so sorry for you. You one-tapped your T10, right?
That was actually second attempt.
Oh my gosh, your second attempt.
Rough
Unlucky.
Business.
I know.
Cool. Well, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, but hopefully you're on the mend. Moreland, how was your week, buddy?
Pretty good. I'm actually really enjoying this new update, surprisingly. I think they did a pretty good job with just about all the spots. I've only been able to spend like an hour or two at each. But But yeah, it's been a good week for BDL. I also am warring with Null again, and that has actually been super fucking fun. I'm really glad to be playing with those guys again. The fighting has been fun. Just like being like gaming with those guys again has been fun. So that's really like kind of revived my motivation for, PvP and getting better and everything else. So that's been fucking awesome. I'm really glad that the band's back together.
Dude, Null's such a good guild. I really like being here too.
Yeah,
I've only
for
been
sure.
able to make one node war, but and it was a snipe, of course, but I still am really happy to be here.
Now they did.
One of the few
Sorry.
One of the few guilds that can put up with me. What's up, Potion?
I was wondering about the HP changes because that was the original reason why the tier 1 guild fell apart, right? How is that?
It still sucks. But it is what it is. You live with it. There's a bit of a trade-off because before T1's had some other imbalance problems. There was no HP cap. We think that Kaffir's levels weren't being applied properly. There was some other like fuckery that was going on. And they fixed most of that, but then a week later they punished everyone with the diminishing HP change. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's a little bit interesting having the new PA in T1s. That was kind of different because before you never had to PA. But it's not that big of a deal since the new PA isn't like completely over the top broken like the old one was. But yeah, overall the fights are still really fun, and most of the fights aren't lasting long enough for the HP effect to like really tank. But if we ever have like one of the old school T1 fights where there's 12 guilds involved, then the second half is going to be miserable because everyone's just going to be getting one shot by rat classes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, I'm sad to hear about the HP thing still as a problem, but I guess it makes sense to you if they did a bunch of good stuff right beforehand, and I guess no one really got to enjoy that patch because the very next week it was kind of all changed.
There was 1 week where T1s were perfect, and then they submitted this new HP thing, and everybody was like, "Yeah, okay, time to take a break from the game."
Yeah, we played for like a week, and then I was having like no fun at all because of the changes. And then like a week later, everybody blew up their gear and the guild quit. So I was doing the same thing, kind of the same arc that you were, Moreland, where it's like trying to do some T2s, but the T2 scene's just so bad.
Yep.
So, Potion, how was your week, buddy?
So I've been busy with my music album actually. So this has been way more work than I ever thought it was going to be. I set a goal for 2021 to release 6 albums of music, and it's just become a full-time thing just about trying to get it all organized and accomplished. So the 3rd album has been submitted now, so I'm done with that, and then I have 12 songs ready for the 4th album, which is the 2nd album of the year, so 2nd of 6 that I want to do for the year. So This has been a lot of work, but that's been what I've been working on this week. I'm actually really, really excited for some of the stuff that came out in this patch. Probably for completely different reasons than you guys, but anyway, I think it's pretty good.
Man, I hope you like these grind spots because of like the 30 episodes we've listened to you complain about PvE in this game.
I haven't tried them yet, actually.
Ah!
I knew he was going to say that.
I did too. This is why we have guests, Potion Shop. This is why we have guests. My week was pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better. I didn't realize how terrible I sounded last week, so I apologize. I was kind of barking and coughing and stuff in you guys' ear, but I feel a lot better. I didn't get to do too much streaming, but I hopped on the second the Sudum stuff came out. And I tried it a little bit off stream, and I'm like having wild fun doing it. So I popped on stream for a little while and really enjoyed it. So I think it opens up a lot of opportunities, a lot of interesting things. So I've been having fun with that. Been playing some HOTS with the boys, getting ready for tomorrow's actual match. Last week was a warm up.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention how well my Saturday night went, stomping Tim Allen and his friends repeatedly.
Well,
in Heroes of the Storm.
We didn't have our main shot caller person, so we were a little disjointed, and we had to bring in 2 alternates. And yeah, we only won 1 game. I think you won 4. We won 1. But our our one win was the most decisive win of the night. It was a fucking rolling.
Is when we first picked Cho'Gall.
I think we had like 2% damage heroes, but yeah, that was fun. I've been having fun playing heroes with a storm and stuff. So I did my first EFT raids to Escape from Tarkov with Game Canadian like later that night on Friday when we did the podcast, and had a lot of fun doing that. Got some loot, killed some people. It was cool. Almost had a heart attack twice. So I had a really good week. I'm moving on Monday, so this is like my last weekend here. I don't know if I'm gonna have internet when I move, so that's a little weird. But I've been having a ton of fun playing BDO again. I really like this new patch, and I'm excited to hear why Potion Shop likes this patch outside of the reason everybody else likes this patch.
It's gonna be good. Well, we can jump into it.
Yeah, you want to start walking us through? Go ahead.
Yeah. So we'll start off with some basic stuff. Everyone loves giving Probus money, and they released the Prestige package this week. Ooh boy. The Prestige package I think it comes with like the old Shoodad armor again, because now it's Probus, not Cacao, so they don't have to worry about all those agreements and things they said they wouldn't do. And then they're releasing the armor again, and then you can also get it with
the old it's Black Shoodad, right? It's not the original
I think
one.
it's the black one.
I don't know which one it is.
Have you logged in the game this week?
It's definitely it's definitely the Black Shoodad.
Is the Black Shoodad one? So you can get that, and then you have a unique pet with it as well. I haven't looked at what the prices of it. I'm sure it's a crazy good deal. They want people to spend money on it. I thought that was pretty cool. I saw a video on it on their YouTube, and it is if you get the most cliche like video game teaser of all time. That's what that is. You just go watch that, and it just checks all the boxes. Like, has to be super exciting. Has to be really, really out there. Oh yeah, we got to get just every little box is checked off in that trailer. I don't know. It's pretty. I don't know. It's just like it was someone went to a video game class and made a trailer. It's what it feels like when I watched it.
I haven't seen it. Is that the trailer? Are you talking about the one that was like super cut like 15 times?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was intense. That was an intense viewing experience.
They pushed out a lot of different stuff this week on their YouTube. They did a Black Desert better than ever before. They have like 3-4 different videos, which kind of brings us into the next topic, which is a new class. They actually have a new class announcement for it's called Sage and
Sag. It's called Sag.
Yeah, it's called Sag.
Sag. Yes, excuse me. But what do you guys think of it?
All we really saw was a box.
I'm hoping so much that the class is literally a golden cube that just rolls around. I would hard reroll, hard coupon everything, delete all my characters. Like, please give us a golden box. That would be the sickest class ever.
I mean, that would be the best option. They did show that one weird mob looking like. Maybe they're going to release that kind of class that look like a bit like Ancient Weapon or Kaifin, a bit mix of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They did show that on the trailer.
Yeah, even if he has just like a transform skill, like the Shadow Arena hero, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I honestly thought I wasn't expecting us to get like a robot type class, you know, like that wasn't my expectation. But if that's what this is, it kind of makes me wonder like how far they are willing to push the class dynamic. Because
I'm just sitting here laughing at the thought of Moreland like rolling around the map as a cube.
It's a giant Zorb ball bouncing off of other sages.
Well, one of the things that I saw in here is that they actually have 2 different images. They have 2 different images, which makes me think maybe it's a new grind spot that's being teased, and the class is being released with the new grind spot, possibly.
That'd be surprising.
Because the trailer itself says, "When they return, I'll be back," and that's what it says. So, like, I'm kind of curious if this is an introduction of a new grind spot, and then with the introduction of the grind spot is also class.
Maybe we'll get like Hadum Akhman, like some sort of buffed ancient weapon grind spot.
Please, buff Hystria.
Hadum Hystria. I think actually going back and reviving Ackman and Histria as like the premier grind spots kind of has a bit of nostalgia to it, right? Like if they actually did revamp those and give them red eyes and make them way harder, and it felt like the old days where you had to go there with a group, where you had to be like super geared and super sweaty.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure on mobile they've done Hadoom of the majority of the game now, haven't they? So like maybe we'll get a Hadoom version of like History and Ackman with some revamps.
We'd have to find somebody who still plays mobile.
Yeah. Rip mobile.
Yeah, I think it's the new class thing just coming out so often. I think I'm pretty well documented of not being a fan of it, but it appears it's just going to be what it is. So I'm not sure at this point how you can really get like excited about these new classes or decide when to re-roll, when not to re-roll. You know, especially it doesn't seem like any. I don't know. It takes so long for classes to kind of flesh out in the meta. I don't quite get. I guess they just make a shitload of money, you know?
Yeah, I think they're going to hit a diminishing return pretty soon if they actually keep doing this every 3 months. Like,
Oh yeah.
maybe they could get away with every 4 months. That would be 3 classes a year instead of 2. But if there's going to be 4 new classes a year, I can't imagine that people are still going to be buying coupons and costumes and shit every single time. If they do, it's got to be greatly diminished compared to when we were just getting 2 classes a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like classes a year, man. There was actual hype about the class. You know, I think for me, I'm already hitting that diminishing return. Like I was somewhat interested to see what Nova would turn out to be and stuff, but now it's like we just went through all those emotions. I'm not really sure I care what Sag is going to turn out to be.
And I feel like
I agree. They release way too often.
I feel like it's also doubled because of seasons, because seasons already are forcing players to kind of restart, and then on top of that you have a new class restart, so you kind of get like the same thing twice a little bit there. And this time we're getting a new class before the season, so what's going to happen with the season, you know?
That is really bizarre, actually. The fact that the new class comes out and then the season ends like a week later. What do you think that's about?
I think they're just giving us the class before other regions. Have they announced it on other regions also? Does anyone know?
It'll probably be a global release. I think most class releases are nowadays.
Didn't they say we're getting it first?
They said we're getting something first, and I would assume it's the class.
Because we thought it was a trading rework as if it was a coin, but it turns out it's a class.
Yeah, that would have been much better with trading.
Yeah, except for all the exploiters, but
I think the sad thing about this is the only reason I know it's the new class is because it says new class in the title of the video.
I'm pretty surprised that we haven't seen any data mining yet. Like, is there just zero data in the game about this?
Well,
maybe they're learning.
Yeah, I mean, we've data mined like 8 of them in a row or something like that, so maybe they finally learned.
That's a good point.
It could just be that they're rushing it out so fast that they just don't have time to put it into the game. They're just cutting corners.
They haven't actually made the class yet. They made the trailer first, and now they're like, oh, shit.
How many animations can we steal from other characters? Quick,
reskin all of Moose's abilities. No one will notice.
Tamer, honestly.
Do you guys think that the new class, when it's going to now get released, we have to announce a date? Is that going to be the pre-creation or the actual release date? How they have done it in the past?
Oh, that's true.
Right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe they give us pre-creation and then it actually comes out on the new season a week later. Maybe
that would make a
maybe
lot
we
of
got
sense.
baited.
Yeah.
Well, what did they do in the past when they said release dates? They said release date was the day you could play it, right? So maybe what's the
did they say release date or did they just kind of vaguely?
Yeah, they said coming soon, March 24th.
That might be pre-creation. I mean, that's kind of vague. I don't know.
So that is a good point. I'm going to bet that it's coming out on the 24th if we get pre-creation on the 17th. And then maybe they do pre-registration on the 10th. Who knows?
That could be possible.
I wonder how many classes they have completely done.
What would be a good model for you guys? Like as far as classes you'd like to see per year?
2.
2 is good. I think that the game would be much better off if they had all these people working on going back and revisiting things like fishing and farming and making those more interesting, or just literally following through on what's already been promised. Thornwood Castle, the dual life skill thing, fish farms, like all the stuff that they've already said that the game is going to have. I would like to see more focus on that. I like new classes. I like new grind spots. I get it. That's easy. That's low hanging fruit. I would like to see them branch out a little bit, get creative, go back to their roots, innovate like they used to. I think that with the size of the company now, just hiring more and more class designers seems like, I don't know, like it kind of seems like they're not trying to some extent.
Or balancing the existing classes, which they won't do.
Yeah, I
think they've done a decent job actually in the last year or so with class balance. I mean, they ignored class balance completely from like all of 2018.
It was like
and then
2 years.
2019, and then after Succession, they finally went back and started balancing again. And I mean, there's some classes that definitely still need some love, like looking at Musa. But overall, I think they've been trying lately with class balance. Nova gets 6 pages of updates every single week.
I don't understand why that is.
They OP all the time, no matter what.
They're sacrificing playtesting for pushing out classes, twice as often as they used to. That's all it is.
Yeah, we almost got like beta Nova, right? Like the amount of changes that she's had since she came out, she's practically a different class now. It's crazy.
100%.
The only class that was like this in the past that I can remember was Archer. Archer came out and it had pages and pages of changes for 2 or 3 weeks.
That's right.
That's the only other class I ever think that was like that, though. I think that was more because everybody hated it. Like, it was just like, why am I getting my Awakening at level 1? Why can't I use it? And I think they're just trying to make people happy.
It was different in a bad way.
Yeah.
The whole, like, how that class works really didn't work out with the game. They have to kind of keep everything the same with Awakening. And
if I would be a lot more happy if they did, like, 2 class reworks per year, right? And then they went and did 2 new classes per year. So that way I could have something to kind of look forward to.
Well, everyone's getting a new skill soon.
I'm so not happy about that.
Yeah, it seems like Lan is getting another unprotected skill.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I ranted. I would go on an hour rant about this. I just don't get it. We'll talk about that later with the Global Lab stuff, unless you guys want to talk about it now. But
no, we can wait.
Yeah, it's a mess. Well, let's go on to good things. The new class, Sag, will be out maybe March 24th. We got Elvia or Hadum. The players have been calling it Hadum for a long time, but Probus decided to call it Elvia when they released it. So that's out. How is it? What do you guys think?
This is the first time I've ever had fun grinding in BDO.
Ever?
That's like the actual like act of grinding. Like, I'm good at it. It can be relaxing. It's easy stream content just to talk to chat. We're basically just chatting streamers when we grind and stuff. But like, there's so much going on. I'm actually having fun, and I'm not super worried about like the per hour that I'm getting. I'm sure one day I will or whatever, but the fact that there's like all these solo places, there's nostalgia from the location of where we are. There's these weapons that drop that like double your power. It's fucking incredible. At least on Guardian it is. And kind of the aura, the artistic style that they took feels very like Awakened Korean MMO. Everything feels right. It's not these boring fucking machines revamped in a different cave for the 3rd or 5th time. I don't know. I really like everything about this. I had fun doing group grinds at Castle Ruins today. There's been GVGs popping up over it. I'm sure Sakraya is way more open than it used to be if people still want to go back there. But, I think this game really needed a handful of more viable spots with like a different feel, different looking mobs out in the open, And for the first time in a long time, I think we finally got some veteran, content. A lot of people can't do this shit.
I am so glad they didn't hold back on Castle Ruins, dude. This shit is like how Gyphon was when Comma 2 dropped. Like, it's actually a top tier spot. It's going to have GVGs. People are going to get sweaty. Like, once Arsha actually matters again, because it doesn't right now because of the 50% drop event, but once Arsha does actually matter again, that spot's going to be just on fire.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to grind there? Like, how much DP do you need? Is it more than your average 260, 270 spot?
Yeah, I think the mobs hit quite a bit harder than like Star's End would. It might be, some of the spots might be comparable to Sakraya, but yeah, I don't know particularly how hard the Castle Ruins mobs hit. I think if you have enough AP to grind there, you're probably not worried about it, especially since you're 3-manning. It's more the other players that you're going to be worried about.
Yeah, I got chunked a couple times at Castle Ruins, but I have 372 DP, so I'm not, and I'm a Guardian, so I'm not like super concerned about PvE damage ever anymore.
Yeah.
But I got chunked a little bit, and I don't take damage at any of the other spots. But like, man, I was at Monastery was the first place I went, and like I was getting these bells, which are events that spawn lower DP mobs, a bunch of lower DP mobs with a ton more AP, and they just zerg at you. And I'm in the courtyard, right, where all the mobs are anyway, and I'm just it's just hordes and hordes of mobs, and I'm getting more bells during this event, so I can pop them right afterwards. I'm making 200 mil an hour or something just in fucking trash. And then some enraged Muskin spawns in the monastery, and everybody who's in there, we all group up. Nobody knows each other. I think one guild actually decked on me, but we all group up so we can kill this thing and see what it's about. And like having kind of this new, we have no idea what this is, so let's all just kind of group up and work together so we can all experience the content. Like, that's not something I've really experienced in BDO in a long time. And people were like, they'd walk up and be like, "What's happening here?" And I'm like, "It's an event." They're like, "How do I do it?" I'm like, "Bell," but I'm like dying. Yeah, I don't have time to type because they're hitting so hard. All like, and they didn't count for like aggro, so I've got like 30 mobs of me at the same time. It was nuts. There's all these little drops that turn into all these things that can boost your accessories, and you can sell them on the market. So you're making cracked per hour. It's just, I love it. I'm actually having fun.
That's awesome. I'm a big fan of the mechanic they have at Red Orcs. Apparently, like, there's like a fairy that appears, and if you don't get the fairy, the mobs literally can't take damage. And
They can still take damage. It's just slow.
yeah, it's like really, really low or something. But then there's like a red orc that will spawn, like the boss will spawn, and he'll try to eat the fairy of light, so you can't do damage anymore. So it's like this kind of like this battle going back and forth where you're trying to get these fairies, and then like the boss is trying to eat your fairies, and you have to defeat the boss before he does. I think each grind spot has a unique mechanic like that, and I really like. It feels like each one has its own little personal feeling to it, and then some people might like one over another, and they can go where they want to go. I really like that overall, the mechanics side of it.
I know we're all kind of like, I wish we just got a buff instead of a weapon, and a lot of people complain about that. But I tell you what, it's kind of fucking cool.
Doesn't it change the effect also of your skills?
He uses what?
Doesn't it change the color of your skill effects? I saw on the patch notes.
I can't tell, but everything, the weapon itself is gold.
You get a new skill that's only usable with the weapon.
Yeah,
right. There was skill. I thought it was weapon about the weapon.
Well, it is, but when you use the weapon, that skill's color depends on the weapon that you have. So there's 3 weapons.
There's like multiple different weapons. There are like different colors. There's not only golden. There is also red and blue ones for the same slot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
there's a red weapon, a blue weapon, and a yellow weapon. And then the color of your new ability depends on which weapon you have, and the weapon you have determines where you can go and farm with that weapon. Because some weapons don't work well at some spots. So like if you have a yellow weapon, that means only certain spots you can go to with it.
Well, it only lasts 10 minutes, so they spawn while you're fighting, and when you use it, you do like double damage at least. And then At least for Guardian, my weapon with the Jordan is nuts, absolutely insane. It one shots Castle Ruin mobs. It's incredible. It's so much fun.
They're making it. Someone said that Global Lab has the thing where it auto equips, so you don't have to like go fuck around with your inventory in the middle of the fight.
That's good.
So I think
Nice.
I think that solves all the clunkiness to it. It is actually a pretty sick mechanic, being able to loot a power up and just go ham. It feels really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then if you got more than one person that has it at Castle Ruins, you're just like over clearing. You know, it's a really cool way to like get better trash per hour and stuff.
I had to completely revamp my Fogan route when I looted one. I was like running way off to the side looking for extra mobs. I'm like, I don't know if there's enough here.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite spot so far? I guess Castle Ruins for you, Tim?
I actually really enjoyed Monastery. It was probably the most fun I've had so far. I'm doing Firewood Orcs, these red orcs or whatever, right now, kind of for the first time. They're okay. I don't really understand what's going on because I'm paying more attention to the podcast than when I'm grinding. But Monastery aesthetically and like nostalgically and just like how much I could mow through the mobs was a lot of fun. But as far as the group spot, Castle Ruins was fun for sure. But Castle Ruins is supposed to be big money.
Kugels, have you tried any of the spots out yet?
Yeah, I have tried every other than the bandits, at least really fast. I have been my whole period time basically always really solo players. I was really surprised that I actually enjoyed the group content in the Harum servers. I really did like the imps. I like also the castle ruins, and I was really surprised. I wasn't expecting to like the imps at all that much that I actually liked it. It was really fun. The orcs seemed fun. I just felt like there was a bit too much like groups compared to, for example, the cages that there is. I felt like there wasn't possibility to get enough that debuff thingy for enough of the groups. Because
It
there was
felt like
so
more of
much
like an
players.
annoyance or something.
Yeah, it felt like that there was too much mobs and too small amount of the cages. But I was really surprised. It was maybe the first time ever that I liked group content in PDO.
Well,
But yeah, kind of the both imp and the castle runs.
I was thinking I wasn't gonna like the group content. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe I'll give that a go. I'll give that a go with you guys at some point.
yeah, I'll grind with you.
Mora,
Yeah,
what's your favorite one?
I've only really sunk time into Monastery, Nagas, and Fogans so far. And I think they're all interesting in their own way. I feel a little under geared at Monastery, but then I still made like 400 mil my first hour there. So maybe the mobs just die slowly and that's fine. But hold on, I'm getting killed. But yeah, I as far as like smoothness, the Fogan spot, I don't think it's going to end up being the most money, but the density and the layout of those mobs is super clean. And then the mechanic where like the Fogans and the Nagas invade each other is
Oh, really?
really interesting. Yeah, you just get like this big pocket of density that just swarms you and gives you free money and makes you feel badass. Yeah, I think so far all three of those spots have been really enjoyable. The bells are really cool at the
Yeah.
monastery.
The drop rate on them is really good too, man.
I've heard the income is insane in Elvia. Like, where's this profit coming from? Is this trash loot or like, what's your thoughts? Is it too much or is it a good thing or bad thing?
I think we'll have to wait and see where the dust settles on some of these items. The 380 mil hour that I had at Monastery was with a lunar necklace. So, I mean, that might be higher if the necklace goes up. I don't know how often the necklace drops, if it's every 2 hours, every 3 hours, whatever. There's also another piece that you have to combine to get the necklace. So you might not just be able to grind Monastery. You might have to go grind like Fogans or Nagas to get the cold tiers. Because I didn't get that many cold tiers at Monastery. I just got like the lunar tier, but I didn't get the other piece that you needed to make the necklace. So you might have to spread out a bit and hit other spots to get like the full profit out of it. But yeah, I mean the trash is solid. You get the pieces for the Black Star upgrade. If you don't need those have like 3 or 10 mil vendor values, so you can just toss them. There's a lot of Blackstones that drop. Yeah, it's just
a lot of Blackstones. A lot
Yeah.
of Blackstones. I don't know if we're ever gonna cap on Blackstones again.
Did they nerf actually the income on those places? Because didn't they say that on current servers they were making way more money than we are actually? I heard that people were saying that they would have actually nerfed it. I think it was yesterday in my stream there was viewers saying about that.
Yeah, they nerfed it on Korea, and I think we have the nerfed version. But I don't really keep up with that stuff. I just kind of take it as it comes to us, you know.
Yeah, some of it's really going to come down to market values.
I think it's going to be okay. I think that this is going to consistently be more money than Sakraya, but it will be, like Moreland says, come down to marketplace values on a lot of this stuff. But I think it'll be okay the way it is. I think we're all right, you know, increasing the speed limit on the per hour here a little bit, especially with how hard this place is too. It's kind of an exclusive area, or some of them are. You know, if we're at 650 to 670 gear score and we're feeling a little under geared at some points grinding this stuff, I think that's pretty okay if the per hour is in the 300 range or even 400, you know, for group content. I think it'd be great if the group content was more money than the solo. Like, I think it would be cool, like, if Castle Ruins stays 400 mil an hour and then these offshoot places are 250 to, you know, 325 or whatever. And so you kind of do a solo place until your guild has 3 to do Castle Ruins. And then Castle Ruins is worth more, so it's going to be contested. So you're probably getting PvP most hours that you're there. If you're not, then you get paid. You know, I really like that kind of trade-off and idea. Kind of stay in the area, a little waiting room, little solo grind waiting rooms, and then, you know, you can go for the prize at Castle Ruins or whatever. So hopefully that's how it's intended to be, because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the main thing is I don't like the idea of feeling forced to do a activity just because it's so much better. I like having a variety, because not everyone will want to do the, you know, the Castle Ruins grind. And so I think the idea of having group opportunities is good, and we don't have any of those. But I feel like we're just going from maybe possibly one extreme of everything not being worth it to the only thing that is worth it being group. And
no, I don't think it's like that at all, because the group's going to be more contested, number one. Number two, nobody's in Sakraya, so frenzies are sold out, right? And then if you still want to go to Stars End and do your Stars End RNG grind, that's still super viable.
Yeah, but 400 mil an hour is a lot. That's double the money. Like,
it's not double.
Not double.
Like, it's not double of Stars End, but of Sakraya, it's really close to double.
You're not getting 400 every hour. And now that some of the stuff is in demand that drops at Sakraya, now Sakraya is probably closer to 260, 275 if you do it right. You know,
I think distortions might permanently stay at 300 because of this.
Right. Yeah, that too. So it's making these other grind spots literally more viable.
And that's happening just as Stars End is hitting like a saturation point where it was really starting to become overrun.
Yep. So I disagree with you on this one, man. I don't think there's like I don't feel like I'm losing out right now by doing Red Oryx instead of Castle Ruins. I want to do Castle Ruins, but you know, you talk a lot about social interactions and stuff, and I think this is a positive way to kind of make some social interactions, get the homies together and go grind a spot together. And if you don't want to, then maybe you lose a little bit of money, but you know, it's not the end of the world. You're talking.
These devs have said before that they're kind of afraid to make group content because they don't want to make people feel like they're forced to group up. So I really respect the fact that they're taking a chance on Castle Ruins like they did with Gyfin, because there is, like, I think there's not a problem if the best grind spot in the game is a group spot. You're not always going to have the best group. There's going to be other groups that are fucking with you. Like, it's going to be more contested. It's going to be more scarce. And if you can get a group of people together and overgear that spot and hold it down, you know, King of the Hill style, then I think it's fine that that's, you know, 20% better than the other spots.
Yeah, I guess I mean, I can see that. It's just going to come down. I think it's just going to come down to what the community thinks about it, right? My personal opinion on it is I don't really care one way or the other. Like, I'll just do whatever is profitable. But I think the community is going to, I think it sounds good on paper, but in reality, I think the community is not going to like it long term. You know, I think it's fresh and new, and I like that. But I'm curious what people will think the long term of it.
Are you going to give up the the history of grind for this, or are you just like checking it out, Google?
I'm not 100% sure. I might get the crit damage things and then go back to history so I can clear even faster, even if I'm still over clearing.
Because this is like
can I
over
rant?
double.
Can I rant about the crit damage thing real quick?
Oh yeah.
Bro, did you see what happens if you extract the crit damage reform?
No.
You get 1 tier back. It costs 100 to make the item. They give you 1 back. Why did they even make extracting an option, bro? I think the mirror costs more than the thing you get back from it.
Is that intended?
I don't know, dude. I hope it's a typo
What?
or something. It's so goofy. Yeah, so when you use that shit on, that's probably going to be a 1 billion silver item, the cup that reforms your ring. And when you use that, you basically kiss that 1 bill goodbye. You're not getting it back. It's not a Garmoth. Like, you don't get to use it again. It's just gone.
I think it would be like one thing I'd like to see is like if you like put it inside, let's say a TED accessory, and you go for a pin on it and it blows up, you get the cup back, right? As like, hey, you get that back automatically, and that would
be something.
That way, it's not like a linear progression; it's like horizontal progression, and people could do it at their own pace and not necessarily at the pace that.
I mean, if they wanted to make it like Caphras, where you get like 85 back instead of 100, sure. But getting 1 back, what the fuck? It's literally a joke. Like, are they pulling a prank?
Yeah. So if you upgrade a ring, you're fucked.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a hard commit right there.
Yeah. Oof.
Let's go over all the items real quick for people who might not know. They added a new necklace. It's basically a ogre ring with a little less AP and a lot more accuracy on it. They added a Bencho's necklace, an upgraded Bencho's necklace that now drops. They also added 3 new items that you can upgrade your accessories with. One of them upgrades your necklace and gives you 125 HP on any necklace, or any of the high-end necklaces is more accurate. And they added 2 things for upgrading your rings. One gives you 3% crit damage, and the other one gives you 125 HP. Those are I think the 5 items they've added. Is there anything else I missed?
I don't think so.
The Black Star reform, they added that.
Oh
too.
yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Or everything else than Ben.
Which is pretty huge, actually, for people using that gear, because it was plateaued super hard before.
Yeah.
Was that also for the weapons, not only armors?
I don't think there's anything for weapons yet. There probably won't be.
Well, I think what they're probably going to save that idea. Like they didn't do anything for the earrings or belt, right? So they'll probably redo Caltheon next, or Badia, or Belanos or something, and that'll be Hadum Caltheon, and then they'll release new earrings.
I don't know. Weapons are different though. If they do a upgrade that makes your Blackstar Awakening weapon equal to like a C7 Dandy, then Dandy kind of sucks. Like Blackstar overwhelmingly becomes the meta weapon at that point. Right now, Blackstar Awakening is ironically more of like a succession weapon. And most Awakening players are using Dandy because they can Caphras it. If you take away the opportunity cost of Caphrasing the Dandy, then Dandy's just a worse item.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where they go. We were all kind of like, why are they doing this Black Star armor thing with the plateau? And now it kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't know if people use. Yeah, I guess you could.
It just depends on the cost. Can you sell it in the marketplace?
Which one?
The reform.
You can sell the accessory reform, but you can't sell the. I don't think you can sell the Black Star reform.
Because the Black Star reform, I think, if you is that even enough gear to go grind there? If you have full Black Star,
I was thinking.
I don't think that's enough gear to actually go and grind.
Yeah, that's like C6 pin boss gear if you have Black Star gear.
Yeah, but you need the Black Star gear with the upgrades in order to grind for the upgrades.
Oh, you're saying like, yeah. Well, you'd have like basically C1 or C2, whatever regular Tet Black Star is equivalent boss gear. Yeah, that'd be kind of sketchy. That's kind of a good point.
I think they
You have
messed up with
extra
that.
monster damage reduction. Though. You do have the extra monster damage reduction, so you'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be close. It'll be a little sketch.
It might be a little sketch.
This whole place is a little sketch in general, man. These red orcs are rough.
When I do Nagas, the plants, I poison myself to half HP every single time. Like the mobs barely do any damage, but the poison goes straight through your DP because it's just a dot.
Yeah.
Have you guys checked out any of the new abilities and classes? Have you played around with them?
Yeah, the warrior one's kind of silly. I mean, it hits super hard. Like I can't complain, but it's he just kind of like throws his weapon on the ground. I don't know, it looks goofy to me.
Guardians is like a weird little flow. It looks like it's unprotected. I haven't seen the actual, like I haven't seen a streamable of it. I just saw like a clip. Looks like it's they just kind of, it's like a slide, like a power slide kind of thing at the end of Frigid Fog. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Now,
I don't know how I feel about it.
Where do you guys see them going with like Hadoom in the future? Like I mentioned Caltheon, but like where do you want them to go with it, or what do you think they're going to do with it? Do you think it's going to be like a yearly update now with Hadoom in some region?
I think they could rotate it. I don't know if we want to have like the whole game revamped in that way, but I mean maybe that could be where the game progresses next. If they're doing that and new regions though, then I don't know, they're gonna have to get real creative in terms of like keeping more than a few spots viable over time.
So maybe every season it goes between Serindia and Caltheon. You know, you can get your rings and your neck during this season, and then next season you do your earrings and your belt.
That would be a really cool season mechanic where every season it rotates. That actually be dope.
Back and forth. So it's not like a huge deal, but it would create a lot of demand on these things too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what would be the 4 regions? Like maybe this. How many seasons do we have in a year? 3? 4? I don't know.
Valencia, definitely.
Hadoom Balanos would be kind of goofy. There's really only like goblins and ultra imps, but they could definitely
4 seasons in a year potion.
Well, that BDO seasons are different. They don't follow real life seasons.
They kind of do. Winter season, spring season, summer season.
Yeah, they even name them that.
Okay. So 4. So I guess you do Serindia, Caltheon, Medea.
No. Just back and forth between Serindia and
just
Caltheon.
alternate the 2?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, we need Hadoom assassins.
Yes, we do. And
we need Hadoom pirates.
Yeah. Oh, that would be legit.
They're not going to do that after they did the rework to it and gave it its own separate island too. You got your pirates rework,
dude. That's different. Your island is still totally Hadoomable.
Nah, you got your pirate rework. Get over it, kid.
That's not even a pirate rework. It's a different island that happens to have pirates on it.
Mm-hmm. That's all you're getting.
No, Hadoom pirates. It's coming.
Sorry, man. I have spoken.
That'd be really cool, though. I like that. If even just alternate between 2 different regions, it would give the game a little bit more that variety. You know, you come back and be like, "Oh, wait, what? It's active now!" Like, oh my gosh. It'd be a reason to keep playing too for longer than a 3-month period.
Well, what it would really do is like everybody would grind it, right? So everyone's grinding it now because they want to. It's new, all that kind of stuff. And then let's say like next season, so that's for this season. What is it? Summer? It'll be summer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then throughout summer, we've got this, and then they come out with Caltheon for the fall season. And then all the sellable crit items start getting more scarce because you literally can't get them, right? And so then they're sold out at the end of the season, and it makes the Hadoom swap super viable to bring people back to the Hadoom.
Yeah, because everybody wants to do it because you can't get anywhere else.
I think that would be insane, man.
Oh, that would be so good. Not only for that, but just for so much different content in BDO. Like, imagine if this... Well, I was going to say Crescents, but Crescents... You don't get Crescents from Crescents anymore. No one goes to Crescents. They just do that from events, but in Dark Rifts.
Dude, I would grind Hadoom Crescents. They have an increased chance to drop, like, prize and duos or something. I don't know.
Something like that. That'd be awesome, really.
You guys are getting away from a really good idea. Just let me know this.
Tim, that is a solid idea.
Thank you, sir.
I'm trying to think of what else we can talk about for the Doom stuff because it's such a big topic. Honestly,
I really want you to jump in this and try it out. I really want to hear your report on Hadoom. Even if you just do the solo stuff, do a couple solo places for a few hours. I think you'll really like it.
So, Kugels, you said you did the altar imps, right? I haven't been to that one at all. What's that like?
Wait, which one?
The imps?
Oh yeah, I actually it's that kind of place where you there is that kind of, you could say they're elites. They're, I don't remember what is the name. There are stars on the map. You need to pull them to them. There is flags, and they have that kind of green poison around them. You need to pull the elites to the map and kill around them. And when you kill the elites at the flag, it will spawn like insane amount of other mobs, and you like massive wave, and you need to kill them. And it also has a chance to spawn a beg boss to kill, and you can
wait,
also
beg
like,
can spawn?
yeah, you are able to like proc that kind of you are able to spawn a beg. And yeah, you can like pull many different kind of many different elites there and kill at the flag. You should always kill them at the flag, otherwise you are not really going to make any money.
So the patch notes said that you're supposed to have like one person waiting there and then another person pulling. Is that how it works, or do you have multiple people pulling and then you guys like meet in the middle?
Well, we did it as a LAN and DK, and we noticed that we were killing together. Actually, we did it that way that we were killing at the spot where the mobs were. We first killed the small mobs, and then because it gives a notification that now it's like basically furious or something, the mob, and it will chase you more far away. It gives you that kind of pop-up at one point, and then we pull it to next group and we kill the next ones to the like at that group, and then we pull it together there. But we noticed that when the DK was using a iframe, the most might have actually de-accrued, so we stopped using any iframes, so that problem completely.
Oh.
But yeah, we were always killing the group at the spot.
Now that actually sounds interesting. When I read it in the patch notes, I was pretty skeptical. I was like, this sounds kind of gimmicky, but when you describe it, it sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was fun. I actually really liked it. But it's actually really difficult when we're using the new weapons. You deal so much damage, and if you're trying to pull more than one group with you, you nearly kill it already before you get it to the flag, when waiting that the other one like the new mob gets to berserk mode.
I hate to say it, but I think the weapons might be a little overtuned.
What? They can't nerf them now.
No, they have to. If they have to nerf anything, they have to change the grind spots. That power is just too fun. I've heard so many good things about it. It can't be changed now. Plus, Probus never nerfs anything.
If they're gonna nerf it, usually they nerf it in KR before they release it worldwide.
Yeah,
true.
It hasn't been out very long in Korea, though.
It was only weeks, maybe a month. But anyway, yeah, I wish grinding was like this all the time. Power up items, mechanics within the mobs. There's like scrolls that drop that you have to do immediately that like change the grind spot. Then there's bosses that spawn that drop like extra loot that you can turn your aggros on real quick for. Just like there's duos, there's trios. I mean, this is a video game. This isn't just some lazy fucking let's get another run around in a circle thing for the people to just do. This is a video game. I'm having fun and making money.
I feel like they were experimenting a little bit with Monastery and Paddock's Island, but they didn't quite get it yet, and now they're really starting to actually get it.
I think more so with the grind spots down in the new territory. I think that's where the experimentation really was with like Turos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then now they're really, like you said, really getting it. This is so cool.
I think there's two different teams. This is speculation. All right.
We know.
I'll caveat what I'm saying before I say it. I think there's two different teams. I think there's a rework team, and then there is a new grind spot team. And the rework team, they did we know exactly the order they did it, right? They were adding new mechanics to grind spots for a long time. They did Histria, Aukman. They added mechanics to Shirkan Metropolis. And then they also reworked old grind spots like the Pirates, Abandoned Monastery, Gyfin, which was terrible. And then they basically just stopped doing stuff. And there was this big silence for a long time. And then they started doing these Hadoom updates. And I think that and then this thing that they're doing with these Hadoom is the exact thing they were doing with all the reworks, right? They're adding mechanics to existing grind spots. They're rebalancing the grind spots. The only thing different about this compared to the rework was, I guess, a few more items, a few more mechanics, maybe. The scope of it's a little larger, but it's the same thing as just reworking the grind spots. And we know they're still working on the 2 snow grind spots, which would explain what the other team's working on. So I think that the team that was reworking grind spots started working on Hadoom. That's my theory on it, and that's why it's so good, because the reworked grind spots have been pretty solid. Honestly, there's been some mishaps along the way, but they've been pretty solid.
Reworked grind spots have been shit.
But look at Odolita. Odolita came out and 4 grind spots, and they're all garbage, but Olin Valley.
Oh,
they're not balanced well. They're not balanced well.
That.
The economy's not really good. Everybody's excited about Hadoom. Everybody's enjoying it.
I think the grind spots were the only part of Odolita that wasn't a colossal failure, to be honest.
Right. The Thornwood is awesome. If you have your Elton piece and you don't have the gear to go someplace else, it's a great sidestep to Histria. If anything else, it's not a cave with ancient weapons in it. And it gives you the same amount of money. There's interesting events that happen there. There's costumes that drop there. Turos is a really cool duo grind spot that has, again, an interesting item and a boss. Olin Valley is a ton of money, and it's super interesting and unique. I completely and still utterly disagree with you on this. Odolita's grind spots are terrible.
So I would give my justification for it. I think the items are phenomenal. The items themselves are phenomenal. The motivation for players to go through those grind spots is good, aside from Cryptodresting Thoughts. I think all that's really solid. The problem is that the grind spots themselves are just not fun, and they're not balanced on like a PvE to damage ratio. So, for example, Thornwood, although it has really cool mechanics and has really good loot, the income of the grind spot, it requires it to be it's a 270 AP grind spot. The DP of the mobs is of a 270 AP grind spot, but the income is rated at a 250 AP. So you need more gear to make the income. Does that make sense? Right? You would need in order to pull the same money.
What other grind spot in that same AP bracket do you think makes more money than Thornwood?
Well, the AP bracket for that is 270. 270 is the AP bracket. If you go there at 250,
you're getting caught up over the number on the map.
Well, no, I'm not getting caught up over the number on the map, because you can't go there at 250 AP Kudum. You'll make way less money at 250 AP Kudum than History, Aukman, Kortuga. It's just not balanced properly. The DP is too high. You can still go there and kill stuff, but the DP is so high that the income's just not worth it. That's why no new players go there.
It's a pretty popular spot, actually.
People like going there for Agris, and veteran players like going there for the costume, but new players don't go there for History Aukman. There's no reason for this regular income. So like I said, the items really, really good. The motivation to go there for items, like the costume.
How many people are still going to Aukman? A lot of people that are still in Aukman. I think all those people are at Thornwood, bro.
205 AP Guardians is who's still going to Aukman.
I have decent.
Who wants to go look for a portal? Just go to Thornwood.
Yeah, Aukman and History still have a decent number of people in them. It's not as much as back in the day, but that's where the average person is now. The average person is in Aukman, History, Kortuga as a new player, and then when you become a little bit more advanced, you go to Sakraya Starzin.
You ever see the movie The Other Guys?
You're sidetracking us. Anyway,
no, I'm not. No,
the Toro grind spot. The reason I don't like it is because there's it's not really good for double pulls. If you pull double pulls at Toros, it's just the most cancer grind spot to grind in the entire world.
We've already been over why we don't like Toro, but there's a lot of people that do like it, and it's unique at least. and it's worthwhile to grind. It's got unique stuff that drops and unique mechanics and shit.
Like I said, the items are unique. Like the mechanics are cool. But the loot is not worth it. The income's not worth it. That's why you're not grinding there right now, because it's not worth the income.
No, I'm not grinding there because I don't like the mechanics, but there are people that do like the mechanics. They make really good money there, and
it's
Yeah.
worse
also,
money
like,
than
hyper-efficient
Histria
aggers.
and Sakrya. So why would people go there?
Turo's definitely not worse money than history. I don't know where that's coming
Or
from.
sorry, I said Starzin and Sakrya. I said the wrong thing.
Maybe, unless you have Agris or unless you need that Flame of Despair, which you can't buy off the market.
The Flame of Despair, but why would you buy that when you just buy Fallen God?
Just
I
buy
have had
Fallen
enough
God
of this
forehead.
conversation. Holy shit.
Just buy Fallen God.
Anyway, I think overall, you can just look at the number of players who are actually grinding there. No one's grinding in Odalita anymore. Unless they're grinding for the costume, they're just not grinding there. And Olin
we talking
Valley is
about
the exception to
before
that.
I literally don't know how to respond to this. You win. You
I don't like
fucking
Turo
win.
either. Now, how about this Hadoop Safari?
Well, my point is that I think the Hadoom has been done extremely well compared to Odalita. That's my point.
I think I'm just gonna okay.
Like compared grind spot to grind spot.
All right. What I was gonna say though is the only reason I'd go to Ackman is like in the movie The Other Guys, Mark Wahlberg learns how to tap dance to make fun or do ballet to make fun of other guys that do ballet, and so I would just go down to Ackman to do Ackman to make fun of other people that are actually doing Ackman. That's the only reason I would ever go to Ackman, even as a new player.
You think you're Mark Wahlberg is what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah, I think I'm Mark Wahlberg. I think I'm
Got
better
it.
than Mark Wahlberg because I'm younger and probably faster.
Probably taller too.
Definitely taller. Thank you.
I don't know who
Almost
that
forgot.
is.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How do you not know who Mark Wahlberg is? Marky Mark? He did a lot of really good porn in the 90s.
I would be surprised if Potion knew who Mark Wahlberg was, actually. That seems like the perfect person for him to have never heard of. Potion, who's your favorite celebrity? Who do you look up to?
I guess if Elon Musk was a celebrity, does he count?
No, he's not famous.
He's
Counts a
definitely
little bit.
famous.
Who's your favorite, like, Hollywood celebrity?
I don't know. I don't really have one. I used to enjoy Johnny Depp a lot because he always took like unique roles in movies. But
What was Johnny Depp then?
he's just he was in Pirates of the Caribbean is why I originally
Oh,
watched.
Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp.
So I used to like watching him a lot, but I don't really watch a lot of movies. I'm not like a movie connoisseur.
I think Johnny Depp was one of Mark Wahlberg's co-stars in the 90s.
But yeah, I always took like unique roles. I thought always like he was like he's very eccentric apparently, really hard to work with as an actor.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So what else do we have this week? New value pack bundle?
This isn't going well.
I just don't like being the blunt of the joke. We got boss notifications, which this is something that is unique to Pearlbus servers. Pearlbus actually has to go in and program the boss notifications, and so this has been out in Korea for 2-3 years. It's been out for a very, very long time in Korea, and now that Pearlbus is publishing in NA and EU, we now have boss notifications on NA and EU, so you can set that up and. I think it's like you said for like 1 hour, 30 minutes or 15 minutes. It'll give you like a notification to pop up on screen saying, hey, don't forget this boss is about to happen. So you can like go ahead and get prepared for it.
I think that's actually a really good thing because I have used to have like literally for every single boss alarm on my phone 50 minutes before it spawns.
Ugh.
Obviously not at the time when I was sleeping, but the whole day. And I remember when I'd be visiting my mom, for example, every time my phone would go on, my mom was like, "Is that your boss time?" I was like, "Yep, I need to go."
Well, the bosses don't spawn on Hadoom, right?
Wait, they don't?
It's just a normal server. I think they spawn. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't.
Well, Beg would spawn. Isn't Alter Imps where the Beg spawn is?
Yeah, he spawns there.
Yeah, but world
Good luck.
bosses.
Does it still spawn there? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about field bosses, but I would assume field bosses and world bosses. I haven't gone to see if they actually appear there.
Now that I'm
Yeah,
grinding
that's kind of
Hadoom,
interesting, actually, because I tried doing my dark rifts on a Hadoom server. That was a huge mistake. There's way more bullshit to deal with.
You just go there and it's like 280 mobs beating down on you.
Yeah, you can't park your horse anywhere within a mile of the spawn because it'll get eaten by level 65 mobs. It's pretty wild.
if they spawn on Hadoom, I would definitely turn my notifications on to go grab some Kafirs real quick while I'm doing a little grindy grind. Tap a boss a couple times before it dies.
Maybe this will like revitalize Zarko a lot more because people will be like, "Oh, I'm already here. Let's go do that."
Well, I mean, if it's the enhanced one, maybe. I don't know. I still don't think that all that's enough. I think it should drop an enhanced box like every time you go.
My chat's saying that Beg moved to Northern Huddle Quarry.
Is it for that reason?
Oh,
Bro, I have no idea.
Probably.
Yeah, his icon's right above Heidel now. North of it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I wonder if they'll move the Dark Rifts later on because of the same thing.
Could be.
One thing that reminds me of, speaking of field bosses, there's a field boss that we don't have yet. There's a dragon boss that spawns, I think, in a random location. Or no, I think it spawns at the starting location. It's the same, but it flies to other regions. Like it goes from like Caltheon to Serendia to Belanos to another place in Caltheon.
That's right. Yeah. Korea has that, right?
I think so. Yeah. I don't.
It sounds like something they'd have.
So I'm kind of curious if we'll get that. That seems like a pretty cool thing. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Isn't it the little thing that flies around the Trina Fort? Isn't it that dragon? That's the one, I believe.
I've been trying to kill that dragon for 5 years.
Let's see. Yep, value pack and loyalty is finally out. We talked about this, I think, last week or the week before last. But that's finally out. The value pack got the 30% EXP for life EXP and stuff. And loyalties, they have a huge event right now for loyalties. I think you can get 4,000 loyalties. And every day you get an additional 100 on top of the 200 you get every day.
Wait, for what?
Marco has a quest now where you, if you complete your dice game, you get like this badge, and you bring the badge to Marco, and he gives you 1,000 loyalties.
Was that what that is?
Don't say that it's daily.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
No, I was just saying, don't say that it's daily because I haven't paid attention to events because of my fever. So I hope it's not a daily.
No. There's two different ones. There's the one that you go and give him a golden key with the token that you get from the dice game, and you get 1,000 loyalties. And then there's a second part of it that I have to read through the event page on, which I think you get another additional 3,000 loyalties from.
I think you have to you get one token for doing the dice thing, and then one token for doing a couple other things. And I think you have to give them all 3 tokens for the 3K loyalty. It seems like more trouble than it was worth when I was looking at it.
That's a lot of loyalty.
I got, I think, 1,000. Yeah, I got 1,000 today myself. From just completing the dice game and giving them one badge. But I don't know how difficult it is to get to 3K loyalty.
Well, there's like all those cool things you can buy in the loyalty shop right now. So, I think that bonus loot scroll's worth, getting some coins or whatever.
There's a bunch of good stuff in the loyalty shop right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured out what it is for the additional loyalty. You have to hand over 5 Dark Spirits Greed, 10 latent boss auras, and you gotta hand over 5 Old Moon Grand Prix coins, which is probably the most annoying thing.
That's why it wasn't good.
Which is
Never mind.
that means you have to come in first place twice and second place once out of 3 races. And if you don't do that, then you have to do more. Yeah, I mean, if you get first place on it, yeah, it's not that bad. But if you get like second or third, then it takes you way longer.
Moreland never loses.
That was like 10K loyalty. Sure, 3K. Yeah, I got other stuff to do.
Yeah, I agree.
But the one that you get from the Black Spirit dice game is 1K loyalty for just the badge, and that's super easy. I did that today, so that I would highly advise everybody doing that for the free 1K. Because that took me like literally a minute or two.
I will do that. Thank you.
What else? Oh yeah, speaking of events, we have a 50% drop rate until the end of the month, and we have 1,000% EXP during our hot time. And this is what I'm excited about right here. This is what I'm.
7?
Yeah, it goes every weekend. You get 1,000% EXP the entire weekend, and then during hot time it's 1,000% also. But I'm never up during the regular daily hot time. So my plan is I'm going to get a character to 62 on Saturday, and I'm going to get my Ranger 62 on Sunday, and then next week we're going to get another character to 62. So we're going to get 2 characters this weekend to 62. Next week we're going to get a character and a half, and in the third weekend we're going to get another 2 characters. So we're going to get 6 characters to 62 over the month.
How exciting for you!
Yeah, I don't know. I've been slowly getting my characters up to 62. Like I have my Lon 62, my Nova 62, Zerker, my Valkyrie, and my Hashin are all 62. Not counting my Sork, of course. So I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to scheme getting all their characters up to 62, and this is a perfect opportunity to get a whole bunch of them up to 62. And it doesn't take that long. With that kind of What's that?
I was going to say, at this point, you have to have the highest combat fame in the world. Like, is there any other player with more combat fame than you?
No, probably not. I don't know. I don't really think about these things. I just kind of play the game because I'm just bored, so I create random goals. I'm at 6,457.
Wow.
There's probably somebody who has more 62 characters than me. There's probably somebody, because I put all my time into one character getting 66, right? So there's got to be somebody who... There's got to be somebody who just went insane on getting every character to 62 instead of getting one character to 66, right? There's got to be somebody out there who did that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
So anyway, I'm really excited for that.
A lot of people with several 60s, but I don't know if there's anyone with like a bunch of 62s.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. We're going to get Musa first, and then we're going to get Ranger, and then I have to look at the calendar because I have to plan for the new class. It doesn't take that long. It's going to take, like, normally with regular 600% scrolls, it takes 21 hours. So with 1,000%, I mean, we'll be done in 18 hours, maybe. I might be able to do it in 16. So that'll be in one sitting, you know?
Poggers, baby.
New class comes out on the 24th. We'll plan for it being the 24th. So that gives me 3 weekends between now and then. 3 weekends to do it. So I guess Busa, Ranger, DK, Kuno, Meiwa. I don't know what my next class is. I'm out of classes I was planning on leveling up.
Sag?
We're going to do that one next. That'll be the 7th class.
With all these new characters and character slots, I wonder if they're ever going to bump the family fame rewards.
They should, honestly. I don't know what you would make the reward, though. I mean, just more silver, I guess? Isn't it?
I don't know. Something more.
Is this
more storage?
Life fame rewards?
Yeah, life fame caps out way too low.
Yeah, it does. That's why it's not even worth it. I was at one point like planning to get all my character cooking way over like artisan and such, but I realized that it's not really even worth it, even for the family fame.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm over cap on life. I didn't even realize.
They should really, they should make it higher.
Probably didn't when
I've
whatever
almost
came out.
doubled the cap.
Yeah, it's years old.
I've almost doubled it. Yeah, that needs an update. I think the my strategy for going forward is actually getting alchemy professional 1 on multiple characters, because just by processing your ancient spirit dust and the stuff I get from Sakraya, I got professional 1 on my Nova, so I can just do it on multiple characters to get professional 1 to get my life fame higher. I don't have to do any real alchemy.
That's funny. I always wondered.
Are you guys planning on doing anything for the 1000% EXP? You guys gonna push 63, 64?
I actually might go to
Kind of pushing
Sakraya.
64.
Yeah, I'm 47.4% into 63. So I might head down to Sakraya. I've got a ton of EXP scrolls I could pop. And probably make a couple percent an hour and just chunk away at it.
Yeah.
From 63 to 64, how much faster is actual leveling compared to just doing the dummy? Because I was kind of just gonna do the dummy every night.
Let me think. I think it's like 500 hours of grinding or something like that.
Oh, the 530s are back too.
Yeah, you have all the 530s reset with the anniversary. I have so many 530s right now. I think I have over 100 of them. Just from all the resets. I think it's about 500 hours, Moreland, though. And AFK train dummies is like, if you're doing it with all the big buffs and everything, it's about 6 months. If you're not doing it with big buffs, then it's more like a year, we'll say. I guess that's realistic.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting a lot more than that. I with 530s and mercenary scrolls, I think I'm getting like a little over 1% an hour just doing Star's End.
Wow. That's pretty good.
It's not
Oh
that
yeah,
bad.
with 530s, yeah, 530s are insane. I would be using those at Mirmok.
Yeah, but I hate mirror mocks, so I just started popping them at Star's End because I have so many.
Yeah. You said you're getting 1% an hour there?
Yeah, Sakraya is a little bit more. Sakraya is like 10% more.
Is that with this 1000% EXP?
No, it's just normal when I pop my 530s and everything. My blessed scrolls, when I just blow everything and do an hour, I get like about 1%.
Yeah.
That's more than I
Sounds
thought
right.
it would be. That's not that bad at all, actually.
Yeah, Stars in Sakraya EXP is pretty good.
That makes sense because you can do 63 in 50 hours. So it makes sense that you can do 64 and 100 if you're using 530 scrolls. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then there'd be 200 hours for 65.
It basically just doubles every level after 60, right?
Yeah, it doubles. And then it'd be 400
But then
hours for
there's that
66.
weird interaction where like the dummy becomes more efficient eventually, like the higher you go.
That happens because EXP on dummy is a static amount where you get reduced amount compared to your EXP compared to the mob's level. So you get the reduced amount every time you level up from a mob, where you don't get reduced amount from a train dummy.
So is there some chance that grinding like one of the new Hadoom spot? I don't know if they're actually higher level mobs. What I don't really pay attention to what level mobs are. Mostly.
You're thinking now. You're thinking.
Right.
So actually, one of the best EXP spots in the game is actually Ash Forest because the mobs are actually high level.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep. And it's not because their EXP is crazy good or anything, but it's just because they're such high level, you're not getting diminishing returns like you are at Mirmok and other spots. So it's actually very worth it. It's comparable. It's comparable to maybe Sakraya in EXP, which is a little better than Stars In. But yeah, the point where dummies are basically equal or better than grinding is 66, 67. And since you can AFK more hours than you can stay awake, it's just better to AFK 67 than it is to grind it. So that's why I'm not going for 67. And if you're wondering the time frame on it, it's 5 times the amount of EXP to get 67 compared to 66 instead of 2 times. It's 5 times harder instead of 2 times harder. So instead of it taking you 6 months to AFK on a dummy minimum, it is now 2.5 years of AFKing on a dummy.
Not bad.
And then compared to that to grinding, it's 10,000 hours grinding at Miramok. So if you grind 2,000 hours a year, which is basically full-time job, then it would take you 5 years of grinding. And if you're like Bria, then that's like 3 years, the 4 years of grinding. So it's not possible to level up through grinding faster than it is by AFK. So 65 to 66 is really, you almost kind of break even. It's better to grind actively if you got the big boy scrolls going. But if you don't have big boy scrolls going, then it's better to stay AFK. Because it's basically the only net positive of grinding is just the silver, right?
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yep.
I feel like that kind of stuck up on the devs. I wonder if they're ever gonna take another look at that.
I think the main thing
It's
is
like they didn't realize people were leveling so fast, and they were like, "Oh shit, someone's 66. Maybe we should have given that like an actual XP table."
what they should have done
go
is they should have
outside.
made it where AFK dummies don't work after once you're 66. That's what they should have done. Or they need to go back and make it where EXP from dummies gets reduced as you level up, like it does for mobs, and then make the mob level of the dummies level 60. That way, when you're 65, then you're not getting XP anymore.
They may not just care about like the 10 people who are level 66.
Oh, there's more than 10. What, maybe 30 or 40 of us now? Right, more. I don't know. There's a lot.
Quite a lot on EU. We had a lot that they showed on the anniversary stream. We had
There's
way more on
66 actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's
Yeah, we
26
had all
on NA and 40 on EU, and that's old data.
Oh, I need to watch the anniversary stream. I didn't have that in the notes. What kind of our information we got from the anniversary stream?
Well,
maybe I'll have to go back and watch it, and we'll do that for next week.
okay, there is someone in the chat saying that there is plus 60, plus 66 players. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think the data from the infographic is at least several months old because they had Neighboron was talking about how he's currently ahead of Mag in life skill levels, but they showed Mag as the number 1. I'm sure he wasn't salty about it or anything, but
Well, wait, how many life skill levels did he have?
it was like 3,700 something.
I don't remember. I'm not even close. I'm still 2,000 away from that. Holy smokes. That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to start AFK fishing in Odalita and then train them to Old Wisdom Tree so I can get trading to Professional 1 and I can get fishing to Professional 1.
Those Odalita, or I don't know if it's Odalita, but the Drigan fish give like crazy trade XP. It might be the same for Odalita.
Odalita's even better. It's the best trading XP in the game, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Like
what guru trading is Neighboron?
He's like guru 20 to 50 on fucking everything.
Uh-oh.
The only thing he's not guru in is like probably sailing and horse training because those are impossible.
Those numbers there add up more than the time that the game's been out. How's that possible, sir? I'm really excited though. This gives almost everybody something to do, right? Like new players come back to the game, they're getting Kaposha accessories. They have all these crazy events getting them free stuff. Veteran players are getting these new grind spots of Hadum, Elvia, whatever you want to call it. The grinders for EXP are getting their 1,000%. If you want money, you're getting 50% drop rate. I just feel like there's almost everybody's getting something, and people who like new classes are getting a new class on March 24th ish.
Everyone except life skillers.
Yep.
True.
Give fuck life skillers.
We get 20% EXP.
I think they should have maybe separated, have like 1 week the XP buff, 1 week loot buff, 1 week life skill buff.
That would be
Not
nice.
all of those. Not all of those. For example, these grinding buffs at the same time, but have everything like 1 per week, and then have also the life buff.
Yeah, I
Well, we
think that
think they're trying to boost their numbers on everything, get people connected and spending money and stuff. So I think they're just kind of throwing everything at the wall here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, honestly, they're trying to target their biggest audience, unfortunately. Which means anything that's not their biggest audience, aka the questing experience or the life skilling experience or the bartering or whatever, they're probably going to skip out on, which I think is really unfortunate because a lot of people enjoy that.
That's a sort of a self-fulfilling attitude, though. Like if you neglect life skills because not as many people do it, like that's the reason not as many people do it is because it's neglected.
Absolutely, and then that just gives them more
It used to be
justification for they don't
huge a
update
couple
it.
years ago, man. Like everyone in my chat were life skillers. They didn't feel forced into grinding. That was like a huge part of the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think it's a big oversight from the company.
It's a big game, and we see them focus on major parts of it. One or two parts at a time. Right now, grind spots and in PvP. What was it last year? Class balance and Manos, maybe. I guess it was already done though. But like they just kind of take these chunks out at a time.
Manos 2019,
and then everything else just kind of falls to the side for a bit. So it's a big game. There's a lot to do.
Hadoom Sheep Mountain, yeah. Red-eyed sheep that give like hella fur and meat. Let's go.
Honestly, I really was kind of hoping that they would do like some Easter egg thing like that, like revamp grass beetles in Belnos, or I don't know, Sheep Mountain, or maybe like the Zarka shrine keepers being like leveled up and stuff, so they're like super powerful. You go in there, and there's like this back cavern, and I don't know. I was hoping they'd do something like that.
They're really messing up by not making Doom grass beetles.
What was that?
What'd you say, Giggles?
No, I said that they should have done that kind of random spots over it, had a place where they would one-shot 400 PvP players. It's a small spot randomly. Like Poses was saying, like Easter egg kind of thing.
Having like hidden moving spots, yeah.
Random one-shot.
I want meat easier to get, man. They need to have killable cows where you can get meat and milk from the same.
Whoa.
What?
It's offensive.
Okay. What else we got, Potion?
For BDO, that's it for PC, but console is finally getting. They actually have a big update. It's their 1-year anniversary for PS4 and 2-year anniversary for Xbox, roughly. And they're getting Star's End and the Black Star main hand. They're also getting Caphras by the end of March. So after all this waiting, yeah, they're getting Star's End before they're getting Caphras, which is kind of incredible in its own little way.
But here's the caveat. Here's what you forgot. They're capping the Caphras to C5.
I think that's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine.
What? You think it's fine?
But why are they capping it that much? Why are they controlling and limiting them that much?
Because the paid winners on Xbox are so far ahead of the non-paid winners that they don't want it to
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, that they don't want it to get too out of hand. So they're trying to do something where people, because the Reddit two heads are like, give us the Caphras. Yeah. And then the developer's like, we can't do that. You will never kill anyone ever again. You'll never kill anybody. They're gonna be C20 and you're not gonna do any damage to them. And they're like, I just want the Caphras, bro. So they're trying to find some middle ground there, and I mean, I get it. I think it's silly anyway. They created the problem for themselves.
I think a C9 cap would have been okay, but C5 is a little weird.
let's punish the entire player base because we monetize our game too greedily. That's fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't follow that much. Like I don't know that much about the console. How is that any different to PC pay to winners then?
Well, on PC, they gradually increase pay to win over time, and it's been out a long time. So I have like C9 in my armor, and I have full pin accessories and armor and stuff. So it's not that big a deal if someone pays to win to get that stuff. But on console, it's only been out 2 years, so the average player is like 235 or less AP. Like they're really low gear score.
No way. You think so? Do you think the average player on console is still that low?
Oh yeah, maybe 245. Yeah, because they haven't had all the.
I had that kind of gear when I quit after the first 6 months. I mean, I know I play more than most people, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
somebody in my chat just said that there's 500 to 800 costumes that sit on the marketplace on average on console.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Pay to Win just ruined it for the whole server. He went way too ham going to GameStop and buying those gift cards because he was capped out on regular Pearl purchases. And I think they're just terrified.
Yeah, the main difference between them and us though is you can sell unlimited costumes. So you can just literally just swipe.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just swipe until you have a trillion silver and then buy all your gear.
I don't think that's
Why
true,
they don't
but
have limit?
I think
Why
there's no
don't they
limit.
have limit?
Is there
I don't
actually a
know.
limit?
It works exactly the
There's
same.
no limit.
Say
it
again. You
works
both.
exactly-
I couldn't hear you guys.
It works exactly the same as PC, the 35 cap. If you have the levels and stuff, because remember, Pay to Win was maxing his ults out so he could get the family fame, so he could sell 35 costumes. And then once he sold his 35 costumes, he melted the costumes for crons and then vendored the crons.
I remember
Okay. Yeah, they do have apparently a limit on console.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I was
There's
wrong
no
with
upper
that.
limit on vendoring crons, though.
Yeah, that's right.
So then the main thing is just the gear difference, then, right? That's the main issue for console is that it just the
I don't
average
know what the
player's
issue is.
gear is
I
so much
honestly-
lower.
That's
It
what
makes sense.
Perlipus says. That's what they say. The reason is why they haven't been giving him Kaffers is that there's a massive gear gap. And so I think this might be one of those spreadsheet issues where like the active players have gear, like people who are in guilds and PvPing are capped. They're 320 DP and like 280 AP with Nuver, right? And then Pearl Abyss looks at these spreadsheets and see, because it was on Game Pass for a long time, so they see all these accounts that have like 100 AP on them or something, and then probably like, well, the median player only has 100 DP. So that's the only thing that, because I keep up with the Arsha boys, and a lot of people from console still come through, and everybody who's like really playing the game at a competitive level are pretty much in the same area. They're playing roughly outside of not having stars in and stuff, the central market and life scaling, and there's a bunch of ways to make good money. And there's a lot of crons on the marketplace. They can get their gear, but not having Kaffers, especially in DP, is just, it's weird. And now they got stars in coming out, so I guess they can at least be 340 DP or something, but it's just weird. So I think again, they're just looking at metadata that's not really giving them the actual picture of how people play the game.
I mean, we had the same issue on PC. I don't know if it was for Kaffris, but maybe 2.5 years ago, there was this time on PC where they were like, well, the cream players are higher in gear. That's why they're getting this content. That's why PC's not getting it, because they're not ready yet on
Did they
NAU.
ever say that, or did people just say that?
Well, it's the only justification we could come up with out of everything,
Well,
So-
when they did metadata wrong was saying that witches and wizards are bad and tamers need to be nerfed, because they were looking at the 5 tamers that played that do ult bombs and all the idiot siege ults that go, 2 and 19 defending Valencia Castle, saying, well, these suck wizards are obviously weak, stuff like that. So that's where they've done metadata wrong previously.
Yeah, that honestly kind of proves that they have something to work on.
Well, I'm just saying it's possible, you know.
Yeah.
But it's good that they're getting it, step in the right direction for console.
I think this means console's finally ready for crossplay. You guys ready?
They get 120 frames per second and C5. They're well on their way.
I don't know why people care so much about that. There's the console boys, they care so much about it being cross-platform with PC.
Do they?
I don't think any of them want that.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, it's like every time that they do like a Q&A on their like the console stream, it's always a question. When are we getting cross-platform? When can we play with the PC boys? When can we? When can I play with the other guys? And like they said they're working on a function where now PS4 people can visit Xbox people in their houses. Is something they're trying to work out on the server side, so that you can type in your Xbox buddy's account information and then go visit their house in like Hydel, and you can both be in the same house together, even though you're not on the same server. You can't play together.
Didn't they merge those servers a long time ago?
So there's some issue with it, so that's what they're trying to do now with it. And that was like one of the questions that come up. They're always asked about every single one I watch of the old console things. They're always talking about it.
Well, people also ask when they can use their keyboard on Shy as a piano, so
this is
may
true.
not be an accurate representation of the community because
I
everybody.
don't know. It's just
those Q&As.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the gaming as like a whole, it's a buzzword right now. It's sort of like seasons or like battle royale or something like that. It's just a buzzword that people like throwing around and they like knowing what's going on with it. I don't think the actual players care that much. Like if I was a player, I don't think I would care much about that. But I just always hear it come up anyway.
Most of the actual competitive players are, I'm sure, adamantly against crossplay. That would annihilate them.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on with console. Happy that they're finally getting Cafris at the end of before the end of the month, and Starzin and Black Star is coming out. I guess it came out this week, so that's something that they have new.
They get Sakurai later in the year too.
Oh yeah,
summer. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's it for regular BDO. BDO Global Lab, they continued releasing abilities for new classes, including Shy and Archer are getting a new ability. So the Awakenings are getting all the abilities in Shy and Archer.
I hate this so much. It's so like haphazard. Googles, did you say that you're getting a unprotected skill for Lawn?
Yeah, it seemed like very unprotected. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it seemed like very unprotected.
But Sork's getting a frontal guard, down smash. Stryker's getting some sort of protected, hard hitting ability. Like none of this stuff makes sense. I don't like any of this. I don't think Awakening needs another skill. I don't get it.
But wait, can we go fast back to the previous section before we move to this? I had one more thing to add to the whole previous section.
Sure, yeah.
About the Harum thing. I think now that they added one more accuracy accessory, I think they should really do something for evasion. I think evasion is really getting destroyed by all this. Like even full pen evasion C9 is not going to anymore work at this point.
Do you think a lot of people are going for the accuracy necklace? It's going to be curious to see how high the price gets.
They might have even multiple accessories.
I don't know. I think that the new accuracy accessories are kind of the solution to evasion being overtuned at high end, right? This is something that's like super debated though right now. I can't get a good sense for like which build people are having more success on in high end. Some people are like adamant DR and some people are adamant evasion. On paper, it still looks like evasion would be way stronger. But for some reason, there's a bunch of people switching to DR.
I heard like many people saying that evasion is basically not anymore worth it, that everyone should go to DR by now.
The
more accuracy accessories they keep adding all the time.
It's unreliable because the problem is with evasion is that you get hit 3 times. You could get hit with all 3 of those with evasion, or you could get misses and all that. So sometimes you feel incredibly tanky, while other times you feel you just get blown up. And this is sort of the problem that people are starting to face with evasion at this point, is that it's not consistent enough anymore for them to feel like it's worth using. And
What?
I just don't see any evidence for that. DR, you're guaranteed to die. So even if evasion does only give you a chance, it still seems better than DR. And like, you're not getting hit 3 times when someone combos you. Each hit has 5 hits, 8 hits, 11 hits.
I'm just saying 3 for an example. I that's what I'm saying. But each ability has a limited number of hits on it. And let's say those could all technically roll as misses or all technically roll as hits. Right? Obviously, generally you get hit by a few or don't get hit by a few, but it's less consistent than DR. I think ultimately DR has a more fundamental problem, which is healing makes it where if DR is you build a full DR build or a full DP build in general, you become unkillable. You're just unkillable because you heal faster than you die, and that you can do that in an evasion build.
Where are you getting this from?
That's a full DP build, like a full DP shy, or they're not killable.
I can absolutely obliterate a full DR shy. A full evasion shy I can't touch. A full DR shy is literally a joke to kill.
Yeah, I'm just saying a full DP shy. I don't know about the DP DR one. I've not seen a DR shy. But my point is, like, a DP build has a fundamental issue where its healing makes it where you become unkillable. And if they have this anti-evasion gear, then basically DR is going to be easy to kill, and evasion is going to be easy to kill, which evens the playing field. But I don't think that's a good thing, because ultimately the problem is healing is too strong, so the floor is really, really high. Does that make sense?
No, nothing you said made anywhere near sense.
All right.
Not even close.
Right now, if you can't one combo somebody, they get up, they run away, they heal back at the full HP.
How is that different if you can't one combo an evasion player versus not being able to one combo a DR player? Especially in a scenario when DR players are much easier to one combo across the board.
I'm talking about the core of the DP problem right now, not necessarily evasion versus DR. Do you want to talk about the evasion versus DR more?
Well, that's what you were just...
Yes, that is.
Yeah, well, that's what EU is doing. EU has a huge shifting meta. Hidun is part of it right now, and I don't know who else, but as far as streamers who are pushing it, and a lot of them are changing from evasion to DR and EU, and they're saying this because there's so many anti evasion build stuff. I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't know. I think in both cases you can die. It doesn't really matter.
That happens a lot on EU and like in the community itself, what I have noticed.
Yeah.
It's possible that in EU more people are investing in these accessories. I don't see a huge shift in NA, but I'm also not sieging right now, so I don't know exactly what it looks like at the higher end, but just based on the math behind these two things, I would be very surprised if DR can actually outperform evasion at like the C9 level.
I think it depends on the class too, you know?
Like, I think I watched even some like also like decently big video streamers who were already recommending people to go like endgame DR because evasion was nowadays more shit according to them. It wasn't only one.
That's the thing that, like, according to the people, I feel like people are just saying this. Like, where's the data to back this up?
Yeah, I don't think there is any data for it. That's the whole thing. I don't think that's why I think it's kind of...
Yeah, I was just wondering because I don't know about that. I was wondering myself. I haven't done PvP in a long time, like actually properly, and I'm evasion build, so I'm like, am I completely lost right now? Do I need to actually reroll full back to DR?
I don't think
or what?
I don't think it matters until they figure out what they want to do with PvP balance in the long run. Because it currently stands with Fallen God on the way. I think everybody's just going to go into the same gear set anyway. It's not going to matter.
Okay, so I had somebody who has roughly my gear in my chat go, C9 with, I think he has Fallen God too. Playing Guardian, level 63, went from evasion to DR, spent the money to swap all the gear out and stuff. And he said he turned it into paper immediately going to DR. And so if that DR breakpoint is there, it's at a higher point than, just kind of like pen C9 armors.
Mm-hmm.
he said it was deplorable and couldn't wait to get back to evasion. So I think that there's some people out there with a lot of DR. You know, apparently 350 is supposed to be some big DR breakpoint. I think it's possible that it's working. You know, especially as people start investing in accuracy a little bit more. But like you were saying a second ago, we are going to kind of get pushed towards the same thing. I would rather keep 700 plus evasion and then just stack sheet DP so I get DR percentages and just do it that way. So that's what I'm doing. The meta changes so fast. So once DR is big meta, then people start moving back to AP accessories. And I'm not going to change my gear, every 3 months or whatever, because that's what the meta is pushing towards.
I think it's so interesting the way the meta evolves in this game. It's almost never based on any sort of actual research or testing. It's like literally one person will start to say something and then it just spreads.
Yeah.
And then it becomes canon. And it's like, well, wait a minute, what changed? Like the only real data that exists out there is Big and Shiny's testing, which shows extremely conclusively that evasion is superior in almost every setting. Now, the new the accessories do close that gap. And if you had someone who was literally like has the new necklace and a Turo's belt and ominous rings, yeah, they're going to fuck up your evasion build. But how many people are going balls deep into the hybrid accuracy build? I don't know hardly anyone who's doing that.
One thing I think we have to think about also is that EU, since they have less pay to win, they in general their high people have less AP than NA players. Obviously, you can find exceptions to this, but your average player in EU typically has a little less AP than NA players, which would make a DR build more effective, and it would feel more effective because you're not finding people who have AP, which counters DR. Like mathematically, high AP would counter a high DR build. And so, because NA tends to build more AP, evasion would naturally feel better. And since EU doesn't have as much AP, or tends to build more hybrid builds, you would DR would find more favor there.
It really only happens when you're like sub-pin armor, though. Like once you're in the C6, C9 range, the amount of additional DR you get is really hard to feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. Yeah. I don't know. I'm with you guys on the evasion being better for PvP. For PvP, evasion is better. For PvE, killing monsters, they are the exact same. I had an evasion build. I sold all my evasion build. I bought all DR. I went to Sakurai with both sets of gear. They're the exact same tankiness. The only difference for them, in at least Sakurai, is the accuracy you get on Bed's gloves. Now, different grinds.
I heard that they work at Olin Valley and Asforest.
Yeah, at different grind spots, there's different results because some grind spots are more evasion based, where you need more accuracy to fight the mobs, and others are more some have higher accuracy, some have higher AP. So, in Sakurai in particular, it doesn't matter which set, but you have to also remember if mobs are higher level than you, they have a higher hit rate on you. So if the mobs are 65 and you're 63, they're going to hit you more often, and they're going to avoid more of your evasion. So your evasion build's not going to feel as good, and vice versa. This is the same thing we had happen in Valencia with Pilaku. People didn't realize that Pilaku had very, very high evasion, and so you actually building more accuracy there was more important than building AP if you were just wanting to grind Pilaku. And for Olin Valley and Ash Forest, it's building evasion is really, really important because that's what the grind spot demands based on how it's balanced.
That's true.
Yep. It just depends on the grind spot. For Sakurai in particular, it doesn't matter. For other grind spots, it does or doesn't. This depends.
In Sakurai, I actually personally did feel big difference when I went from like that Urugans, the Pen Muskans, and a lot higher DP and DR brackets. I took so much more damage with evasion build when I swapped that Urugans to Pen Muskans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a long, so I don't have a lot of iframes or such.
And just to clarify what build I'm talking about for evasion, I'm talking about a full set of helmet, heave helmet, muskins, and Libra gloves, because Libra gloves are way more tanky than Bed's gloves, and Ergons are more tanky than muskins in general, just based on the stats and how they're balanced. So the only build I haven't tested is what would it be if you had Libras and Ergons? Is that the best of both worlds? I'm not really sure how that works out tankiness-wise, stats-wise.
I'm not sure how that could be the best of both worlds, but
Yeah,
For,
I mean,
for
I
PvE,
personally,
it's
I
more of
even
like a hybrid, right? So you'd be good at some spots and you'd be kind of more even.
for like Olin Valley and Ash Forest and shit, I think people really like evasion right now. I haven't tested it myself, but people who do grind those spots at the high end are saying that evasion is a lot more effective.
Yeah, I could see that.
The mobs can't buy the new accuracy or the new accessories.
Well, that's it for BDO news. You guys want to retouch any of the topics?
No.
I guess to
no, sorry for going back.
recap is new class announced. Hadum or Elvia came out, which came out with 2 new accessories, 2 upgrades for rings, an upgrade that you can add on to your necklace. Console got Stars In and Black Star, 1000% EXP for hot time and 50% drop rate throughout the entire rest of the month. And you get a loot scroll every day with value pack now.
Oh yeah. Boy, we wanted that so bad. Even though we get a ton of loot scrolls, NA wanted that so fucking bad.
They held on to that one, dude. They held on to that one for years. Do we want to talk to our guest a bit?
Sure.
Kugels, why don't you tell us a bit about how you got into BDO, what you like about the game, what you're currently working on?
You mean how I got into video? Yeah.
Yeah, when did you start playing? What got you into the game?
I started playing 2017 November. I was before that massive League of Legends addict. Way unhealthy. It was disgustingly unhealthy. I started to stream before that. I was League of Legends and PUBG streamer. I used to stream full Finnish and only those games, and also story and horror games. Then I found PDO, and actually I have never played that good game that that video. Okay, I don't know, everything in PDO. I have never gotten bored. I have never taken a single break from PDO.
Wow.
I love the enhancing mechanics. When I started the game, I already from the beginning decided that I will enhance my whole gear from the beginning without any paid winning or buying myself anything. And that was when I had like fucking Kronils. And I was like talking best in slot for myself. And well, yeah, here I am right now, stuck in history arc, writing Elden piece, making decently shit money from what I could be making with the gear that I have. But I am too obsessed person. When I get too bad obsession for something, I can't let it go. I am so obsessed with the Elden piece that if I would go to Sukraya, there was one day I went to Sukraya in my stream. I had to leave Sukraya after 15 minutes because I was thinking every single mob that I killed, this could have been Elden, this could have been Elden, this could be Elden. And I had to leave. I couldn't do it. It's just, I had to go back to history. It's just impossible. I was able to do my map. Okay. That took a bit over 10 hours without loot scrolls. I was able to get Flame. That took a bit over 10 hours also. I did leave history for a small while to go to Thornwood to get Spectre. That took a bit over 5 hours. But other than that, I really rarely leave history.
It took you 10 hours to get the map?
Yep, without any loot scrolls. The whole map, yep.
Do typically not use loot scrolls? Is that because you're not like buying anything from the cash shop?
I am so happy I have my map now. before I learned that.
I didn't feel like it was really worth it to use it because I was already grinding history at the same time.
Wow.
I am basically literally completely invested in history. I don't use loot scrolls nearly anywhere else.
Wow.
So how far do you take the no pay to win thing? Are you completely free to play?
No. That's I meant gear wise. No, I have invested
Okay.
less. Like no, I have bought way more outfits and bets in Peter that I would ever buy clothes in real life. But I meant more like gear wise. I don't buy outfits to sell. I don't buy outfits to Cronestone or whatsoever. But like gear wise. That's like what I mean with the pay to winning. Okay, yeah, because I have been already from the beginning when I, for example, play League of Legends. I use decent amount of money only for skins in that game. I just like you. I don't do anything else with my life. I play video games, and that's literally the only thing that I have ever done in my life.
Same.
Yeah. So I'm not ashamed to use money into it.
What was it like getting that T10?
Well, as you can see the clip, I actually thought that it failed first because it was completely black. I was shocked. I was really shocked. But at this point where I'm right now, because of all the amount of the hate that I have right now, obviously, I'm actually more than happy every time that I succeed because I actually get motivated from all these hatreds. I actually, seriously, they give me all the time more motivation. All the haters gives me all the time more motivation. I am at this point in my enhancing, for example, that when I'm clicking something, when I'm clicking it, I hope that I will succeed only to see the video community hatreds to burn in their hatred. That's literally that's how I go right now. I have of course all the already from the beginning. I have cared about my gear progression, but my stream has been already way before video more important. My stream means everything to me, so it gives me always more motivation.
That's funny.
Yeah, I had
a ton of jealous people with all the RNG that you've been blessed with. I'm sure you get plenty of it.
I hate it when streamers succeed at things in this game.
Yeah,
including me.
I know. Yep, that's literally, and of course, then there is a weird side. It's not only the hatred. Then there is for example, the Valk Discord, the video Discord. There are those who make templates of me, for example, video characters. Then there is a lot of people who opens my Instagram when enhancing or my Twitter, or they put my photos as wallpapers, or they print my photos. Actually, literally fucking print out.
Does it work though?
They actually stop me in Peter literally daily, and they tell me that I'm the real RNG god, and I just tapped a Ben Layton thanks to your RNG, or they stop me at a car mod and they say exactly the same thing. Completely random people, and they say, you are the real RNG god. You never disappoint. I'm like, what?
Have you ever considered that you might be?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like they're onto something.
Yeah, you might just be
because the thing is that in real life, I am literally the most unluckiest person. Let's like this. Every single PC thing or electronics that I own, or even health things, they are completely fucked. I am literally walking massive health problem. Every single PC thing that I ever have is faulty. Everything that I have had like 4 faulty Bluetooth headphones in a row, for example. And I had in one PC GPU and CPU at the same time faulty. It just I don't know. It's weird.
I still think you could profit off this. You could have like a merch store where you sell like, you know, special candles with your face on it or something.
I did think about that at one point. Yes, I did.
I'd buy a candle.
I did
I'd
think
definitely.
about
People are already printing out your face anyway. God, that's
Yep.
weird.
I
So
know
do
it
you
is really weird.
do you play any other games right now? You said you were super addicted to League. Are you messing around with other games on the side, or is it mostly BDO?
It's basically mostly own video. I was actually waiting I would say 8 years for Cyberpunk when it got first announced. I think 2012 or 2013. I was waiting for it literally the same second. I like a lot Cyberpunk as a genre. It's like the games, books, movies, the whole genre.
Mhm.
And the disappointing part was that when it got released, I was finally so close to be able to start to do my actual like proper Twitch partner applications, and playing any other game than PDO will destroy that. So I was like, okay, I will just hold back a bit and maybe start to stream it in a while. And the more I kept holding it back and just playing Peter, it just started to eat me. So I started to play it off stream. It was really difficult for me. It took months and months and months, but I'm playing. Yeah, I'm playing right now. Cyberpunk off stream. I like Doom a lot. I like Resident Evils. I like a lot horror games. I like Soma. Like horror games and mini story games. They're my favorite. And Peter.
It might pay off postponing Cyberpunk. They might actually fix it if you wait long enough.
Yeah.
Are you what's your like kind of end game at BDO? Do you focus on PvP at all? Do you war or anything like that, or is it mainly just for your own progression?
I want to get back into PvP. I used to be in a CH guild. I used to be after that in 2 small scale PvP guilds, but I had to drop out of those because I started to have really serious health problems. And they haven't really gotten that much better, but I feel like maybe decently soon as I can get maybe back to PvP again. Yeah, I've had really serious insomnia and sleep deprivation that made me go to a hospital for a couple of weeks this year.
Does EU have any kind of T1 scene, or are you familiar with it at all?
We do, and actually, I am currently even owning a guild. It was not planned, but I'm owning myself a guild, and we started to do at least one tier 1 node war and maybe get a bit more into it. And from what I have understood, it is actually a thing here, yes.
What's the name of your guild?
Oh, it's called Flat Snack. The reason for that is because there is a Facebook meme called Tiny Snack, which is literally the best internet meme ever created. It has been mine and my little sister thing, like our whole life, Tiny Snack. And my stream community, we play marbles. They can redeem basically with channel points. They can redeem marble matches, and we play marble matches, and then they get stream currency, and the person who has the highest stream currency at the end of the month will have 1 month VIP and sub. Okay, so we had that kind of meme that the players who were always the last ones, they had a flat marble. So we decided to basically mix those two things and have a flat snack. Basically, my favorite internet meme and basically the favorite stream thing.
I like it. Yeah. Okay.
Marbles has some good PvP, honestly.
Yeah.
Better than a lot of games.
Yeah. That's cool. I think this is a
Yeah.
good time to get into T1s. I think T1s are going to be fun after the rework too. So
Yeah,
Probably
I would love to get more noise around T1s, especially if we can get PA paying attention to our feedback now after the shift.
Good luck.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I miss a lot of. I really miss PvP. I do need to get back to it. Both like 1v1 and more large scale PvP. Maybe soon.
I'm so rusty. I've taken like months off of like taking PvP seriously in any way, shape, or form. I like do an RBF every once in a while. I did my first T1 node war in a couple months the other day, and I'm like, oh shit, when am I supposed to go in? I mean, it wasn't many people or anything, but I just like realized like how long it'd been since I'd done it. So it's a good time to get the rust off.
We got a juicy fight today. Are you coming to that one?
Might be able to. We'll see. I'm not sure what my plans are here later. I got to start packing like super bad.
How far are you moving?
10 miles. I'm moving back to my old house. I never sold my old house.
Oh.
So I'm just going back there.
What else we got? We got other game news this week?
I don't know. I didn't look up anything.
I didn't really see anything. For me, it's just been playing Heroes of the Storm, so I could put Moreland in his place. You're actually way better at Heroes of the Storm than I thought you'd be. I took some trades with you that I definitely got outplayed on. They were close, but I'm like, all right, so he's played. He's played.
I'm the most out of practice I've ever been. You should have seen me in my heyday.
Yeah. No, I bet. I mean, that's kind of the fun of it. It's like none of us
2017, I should show you.
None of us have played this in forever, and I think that's kind of the fun of it. You know, play it for a couple of weeks, bring it back. I think all the characters are free until March 21st or something. So I figured we could do this 1 or 2 more times, and then I'm not paying for characters. So just let it die after that.
I bought all my characters in that game from Diablo 3 Real Money Auction House sales.
No, did you really?
Yep, I sold 1 ring on hardcore that was enough to buy pretty much every hero and skin and hots that I ever wanted for like 2 years.
Wow.
Dang.
That's funny because that was such a massive failure.
Well, it's just
People paid a lot for that hardcore gear.
Yeah. It was very successful, like monetization wise, but very bad PR wise. I mean, you can make a lot of money if you knew how to play Diablo on there. I knew somebody who was making like $10,000 a month with the Diablo auction house. Just him and his buddy would do like hardcore carries on this one little boss no one else had the gear to do, and he'd just get the item over and over again to sell people the base item on it.
I was kind of sad when they got rid of it.
Oh yeah, they did the Blizzard Entertainment online Fiesta thing. I don't know what it's called. What's it called?
BlizzCon?
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's Fiesta thing. That's what it's called.
Fiesta now. Yeah.
Fiesta.
Yeah, they did BlizzCon, and they talked about a new class. They had a new trailer for Diablo 4 to show off. They just had a whole bunch of announcements about things that they want to announce in the future. I'm trying to think what else. I think Diablo Immortal's coming out like really soon. It's coming out like very, very soon.
About time. I need a new phone game.
Yeah, I can play that for a little bit.
It actually looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like Diablo 3 on the phone, which, I mean, it's basically what I would expect. Looks pretty decent.
Is it on the phone?
Yeah.
The Diablo 2 rework is on the phone?
No, he's talking about Diablo Immortal. You're thinking of Diablo Resurrected.
Yeah.
So they're doing Diablo Immortal, which is a phone game.
Yes.
And then they're doing Diablo 4 and they're doing Diablo 2 remake.
Yeah, they're doing Diablo 4. Yeah, Diablo 2 remake is probably the highlight. Everybody's excited for that. It actually looks, if you look at the graphics on it, the graphics of Diablo 2 remastered of the spell effects look better than Diablo 4's. Now, Diablo 4 is obviously a work in progress, but the lighting effects and everything look way better in it, which people did like side-by-side comparisons.
They have a lot on the line after botching the Warcraft 3 remaster, so they have to knock D2 out of the park.
Well,
I think they just got Diablo 4 out of the ground after Diablo Immortal got made fun of. What's wrong? You guys don't have phones? Remember all that? They had to come out with Diablo 4 like straight away after that. Everybody was super disappointed. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
definitely kind of came out of nowhere.
I think they're really early on development with Diablo 4, and I'm not sure if they have like real good inspiration or direction, which I mean, Blizzard's been lacking for 5 to 7 years on anyway.
For Diablo 4, they've been doing quarterly updates with the player base, and so every time they do something that's stupid, the player base is like, "What are you doing? You an idiot?" And then they go back and try to work on it.
They're making surprisingly good changes to TBC though. They brought in the lady who's doing like the progressive servers for EverQuest, and apparently she's actually a gamer because the changes they're making on WoW Classic and TBC are like actually smart. They're not ruining the game.
I'm super looking forward to that.
The what's it called? When's that come out? When's the new update for World of Warcraft thing? When's it drop?
We don't know. Next couple months, probably.
May or something.
When it's ready, it's ready.
Say hello.
What was that?
Turtle came to say hello. Ozzy left. Never mind. Bye. It's my cat's name. Turtle.
How many cats do you have?
I have 2 cats.
Oh, that's fun. And they hang out with you while you're streaming?
Yeah, they do. Especially Turtle. Every time I start to stream, she literally runs to me. I think it's because I'm talking, and only time when they're on my desk is when I'm streaming. They're sleeping right next to me or on me. They are not otherwise on my desk because I feel like they like me talking. Otherwise, I don't talk.
Yeah, anytime I start talking, they come right in the room and start like laying on my lap. I've got a little,
Yeah, exactly.
just a very small little black cat. I always wear a black shirt when I stream, so she like lays on me. You can almost never see her, but
Oh,
she walks in.
Do you have any picture of that cat?
Do I have what?
Do you have any picture of that cat?
Oh, here's my other one. Oh, this is my big fat guy.
Oh,
I'm gonna die.
no.
It's alright, I'm a guardian. Everything's fine.
So cute.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I've got 2 from the same litter, and it's super fun having cats from the same litter.
Oh, I can completely understand. Mine are completely different litter, and one is like 3 years old, other one is 7 years old. So they're like complete different age, and they're literally the best friends. I have never seen. Oh, Turtle came back, Moi.
Yep.
Okay.
We just got my son guinea pigs. And those are surprisingly cute. They're really smart. I'm not a big fan of rodents in general. I'm just kind of like, you got weird red eyes. But they're really affectionate. They've got really good like facial recognition. And so like when I go to feed them, they make the cutest sounds. They purr. I didn't know they purred. If you pet them, they start purring. Yeah.
Guinea pigs actually purr.
Sometimes that means they're mad. They have different types of purrs. You got to be careful.
Well, when you're feeding and petting them, I doubt they're mad. I mean, they just sit there and they just kind of
might think you're competing for food.
Okay. All right. Well, they make really happy chirps too. They're pretty cute. So I've been happy with that. It sucks cleaning that freaking cage thing out, but
I know I have owned like 10 rats at the same time.
Yeah, we were gonna get rats, but I'm like, it's a little. I don't want to do a full rat, and then we found
rats are way more social. Rats can actually be like complete friends with cats.
I know, but I just couldn't do it. We found somebody who couldn't keep their guinea pigs, so I just went and grabbed them.
Oh yeah, I can understand.
A pet store, you know. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I don't have too much for other games this week. I guess ESO got some big update, but I don't think anyone here really cares about that. And tomorrow night, again, I think, is Super going to stay up late again, or are you going to find somebody else?
I don't know. We might have to sub someone else. We'll see if he's going to be up.
It's gonna be about the same time. My buddy gets off work about 8:39, so it'll be about the same time. But so what's going on?
Leveling WoW Classic with us?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna stick with just Tim Allen Tank, I think, for a name.
We had like a 2-hour drunk Tim Allen naming session last night
It was pretty funny.
for his Taran Druid. Just every milk and beef pun we could imagine.
I couldn't really find one that really felt like me. So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so let's close it out. Let's go over what you guys are doing on your Twitch channels this week, and then we'll call it a podcast. Krugels, what's going on your channel this week? If you're feeling better.
We will be definitely doing maybe slightly more Hado, but of course history is the life. I want to actually start to get back to enhancing as long as the memory fragment prices start to get a bit better. I haven't been able to do any pillars because of I don't have time or anything to do. Pillars and memory fragment prices are so fucked up.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to do enhancing streams. I used to do enhancing streams literally all the time, every week at least once or twice. But now it's really messed up. But yeah, most likely currently it is history and Hado maybe.
What are the memory fragment prices in EU?
They're currently okay. I will actually check. Wait, they have dropped a lot. The minimum pre-order is 1.8. It has actually dropped a lot. It used to be 1. No, it used to be 2.1.
Yeah, they almost always are over 2 million on EU. On NA, what are they right now? 1.54, 5, 4, 6, something like that.
Yeah, I just sold some for 1.5.
Good time to enhance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It literally I used to buy all my memory fragments. I used to sell all my scrolls when I grinded Istra, and I used to enhance once or twice every single week. But I haven't been able to do that because I feel like I would be making less profit because of the memory fragment prices.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to buy with those prices.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for joining us. Borland, what's going on with your stream this week, my friend?
Lots more Hadoom grind and lots more T1s. We're doing T1s like almost every day. It's been a ton of fun to get back into those. So, yeah, just going to be doing that, pushing Hadoom, trying to figure out where to spend this money. I failed 2 pin accessories this week, so probably going to work up the courage to fail some more. We'll see how that goes.
It was so anticlimactic watching you go for a T10 horse.
Oh yeah, T10 horse. I mean, I can only attempt that like every 3 weeks or so, so it's not that exciting. But every once in a while, we get to go for it.
Is it the exact same animation that we have for the tier 9?
Yeah, it's very, very low effort and weird, and I hate the whole system. But the T10's fucking sick, so what can you do? Got to go for it.
I can't believe it.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the matches against you tomorrow for sure. Potion, what's going on with you this week, man? Are you going to stream or what?
I'm streaming Saturday and Sunday, basically the entire time I'm awake. We're going to be leveling. The goal is get Musa 62 on Saturday, and we're going to be getting Ranger 62 on Sunday, and we're going to have some extra time, I'm pretty sure, on Sunday. So we'll probably go and start working on DK as well on Sunday. So that's the plan. Probably go easy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then we're going to be taking Thursday, Friday off instead of the normal Sunday off. So we'll be going easy on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday doing probably getting 600 energy. I was going to do, I'm like really, really close to 600 energy right now. So probably finish that up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Oh, that's so painful. Good luck.
I mean, I'm at like 589 or something like that right now, and I don't know. I mean,
it's like ecology. The more you get, the less fun it is.
Yeah, it's not bad. I did like 28 the other day, this during my long stream. Did in like 10 hours. So I never did any of the journals. So I just went through and did the adventure journals, and it was easy. So
yeah, I was re-listening to the podcast and realizing that you've been doing some like Agris and HP journals. Like you never did any of that stuff. I was surprised.
yeah, I don't know. I'm been bored. I don't really feel like grinding for gear right now. It's not exciting for me. Hadoom, maybe I might grind a little Hadoom. We'll see.
Yeah, you definitely should, man. I think you'll enjoy it. Cool. Well, for me, I got to move, but I'm going to be streaming Saturday, late afternoon into the evening to play some Heroes of the Storm with Moreland and his friends again. That'll probably start about 9. I'm probably going to stream the Node War tonight since we have a banger. I'll stay up and do that with you, Moreland. That sounds like fun, too, with the Null Boys, best guild in the world, currently not recruiting. Sorry, closed doors. Must be part of the group to get invited to the group. But I'm going to be moving on Monday, and I have no idea when I'm going to get internet. So I don't know what my stream's going to be like. So bear with me, guys. Hang out in the Discord, though. I'm always super active on the Discord if you guys want to chat about other games and stuff. And Star Wars Galaxies, I'm just a couple months away from getting Jedi. I'm super excited for that. But on behalf of Krugel's Tim Allen, Krugel's Moreland and Potion Shop, I'm Tim Allen. Thank you for listening. Catch us on Fridays. That's 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Potion Shop's YouTube and Spotify. Have an excellent week, and we'll see you next week.